Teofimo Lopez versus George Kambosos. My thoughts. Let's get to that.
Straighter, not a roundhouse right hand.
And that's what we've been talking about. The straight shot is the one where he gets leverage on it.
I don't want to kill
Pull
somebody
back
for
a little bit.
seconds.
Nah, I want a body on my record.
Now, I want to see you fight motherfuckers. I do. All right, I'm with you. I'm with you. As long as you're trying to fight the great, the best competition.
Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link if you dare to. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we don't hear you. Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link if you dare to. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we don't hear you. Yo, it's the best, fight the best. If you ain't with the moto, just click the link, bitch, and get buried like the rest. It ain't gonna work how you want it. These trolls already tried, too many come but don't leave. So if you here, you gotta die. I'm spitting straight facts. These bitches crying cause they hate that. The LDBC's the top topic, bitch, hate that. We the ones that bring the truth to these fans. So while you hate, I'ma laugh and keep counting these bands. Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link if you dare to. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we don't hear you. Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link if you dare to. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we don't hear you.
Welcome to the graveyard.
George Kamboso versus Teofimo Lopez is a better than people will expect fight. George Kambosos, I've watched his fights just to figure out who the fuck he is. He's a very fast fighter. He's got very fast hands. He's got very good aggression. George Kambosos actually reminds me of Vasyl Lomachenko. Now, Vasyl has better footwork, but Kamboso's footwork isn't that bad. Vasyl's punch placement is really nice. Kamboso's punch placement is decent, but Kambosos is actually faster. His hands are faster. The punch placement for Teofimo Lopez, for Vasyl Lomachenko is much better. But Kamboso's punch placement isn't bad at all with faster hands, and his hands are faster than Teofimo Lopez too. Now I know y'all saw the video of Teofimo Lopez. That's irrelevant, bro. That don't mean shit to when they're fighting. He don't do none of that shit when they're fighting. He's a one-punch puncher. He has a few combinations here and there, but for the most part, Teofimo Lopez is a one-punch puncher. All right, that's what he does. Now you go find me a video where he's just, bang, 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 bang. You're not gonna find it. Teofimo Lopez sets you up, bang, and hit you with another one, bang, and hit you with another one, bang, bang. He's not a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 combination puncher. That's not what he does. So miss me with all that shit, bro. Miss me. It looks good for the gram. Fuck out of here. That's not what he does. But breaking down this fight, at first glance, you're like, oh man, Teofimo Lopez is gonna fucking destroy this man, dog. He's just gonna walk straight through this motherfucker. Like, this is not even a fucking match, bro. He's just gonna fucking destroy this dude. But then the more you look at it, the more you look at Kambosos and you're like, but wait a minute, dude. This man can actually fight. Yeah, he can actually fight, bro. Like, we're riding high on the name of Teofimo Lopez. Oh, what you did to motherfucking Lomachenko, oh God. Bro, if the same Lomachenko would have fought Tank Davis, he gets knocked the fuck out. If the same Lomachenko would have fought Devin Haney, he gets embarrassed. The same one. Fuck around and get stopped, but the same one. Oh no, Teofimo Lopez punches so hard. And why didn't he knock out or at least drop Lomachenko? At least drop him. Jorge Linares did. Just saying. Vasyl Lomachenko wasn't throwing any punches for like 6 rounds. Teofimo Lopez was beating the shit out of him. He was just walking the man down and just beating him up for like 6, 7 rounds. Vasyl Lomachenko didn't throw a punch. So I'm sitting here like, if you're landing all these shots and you're supposed to be this big of a puncher, why didn't you stop this dude? Knock this man down. I picked him to knock Lomachenko out. Whatever. The bottom line is, Kambosos can fight. That man has really good really fast feet. Not they're again, they're not as educated as Vasily Lomachenko's, but he's got fast feet. He's a fast starter with fast hands. He throws really good combinations. This is not the easy fight that people think it's going to be. Now, I'm still picking Teofimo Lopez to beat him. Like late stoppage, I think Teofimo with those one punches here and one punches there, I think Teofimo will be able to catch him in the middle of his hands moving really fast. I think Teofimo will be able to catch him maybe with a nice counter or something, and that'll be the beginning of the end. Around round 8 to 9, I can see that happening. But it's going to be very, very interesting, and I would not be surprised if George Kambosos actually beat him. I would not be surprised, y'all. I'm telling y'all this now. There will be no surprise here. After watching Kambosos fight, after going through his fights and watching his movement, his punch placement, his footwork, how he lets his hands go, how aggressive he is, how active he is with his defense, this is not going to be an easy fight. This is not an easy fight. Now, I know all the theatrics from Teofimo Lopez taking his shirt off and pointing his fingers like, oh, I'm going to knock you and I'm going to stop you and blah, 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 and all this other weird ass shit he's talking. Bro, y'all might want to be looking at this differently. Y'all might want to look at this differently now. This is the same Teofimo Lopez who said he is not coming back to Top Rank. The same one. You're under a contract for 6 years or 4 years or some shit like that. What do you mean you're not coming back? You're under contract. You ain't going nowhere. The fuck is you talking about? But sounds a little bit to me like old Manny Pacquiao when he went to Australia or Finland or wherever the fuck he went to fight Jeff Horn. Hi, my name is Jeff. When he went over there, Manny Pacquiao's talking about he's not re-signing. He's not fulfilling his contract. He's not re-signing with Top Rank. All of a sudden, he mysteriously and ironically loses. All of a sudden, instead of fighting Jeff Horn in the Philippines, where he's yet to defend any of his title or get any big fight in the Philippines, which has one of the biggest stadiums in the world. Instead of fighting Jeff Horn in the Philippines for his people and blah, 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 yada, 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 you go to the Challenger's house. You fight at the Challenger's house. Mind you, this is a challenger who is signed to Top Rank. Who is signed with Top Rank. Do y'all really think George Kambosos Bob Arum doesn't have no options with George Kambosos? Y'all really believe that? Y'all really believe George Kambosos is just, it just doesn't matter to me. I'm just a mandatory. So because I'm a mandatory, I'm getting my shot. Negative, Ghost Rider. That is not how it works with Bob Arum. That's probably the reason why Sean Porter didn't fight Terrence Crawford, because he has no options on Sean Porter. There's no options. Guarantee you there is options on Kambosos, just like there was options on fucking Green Beans. There was options with Top Rank. But let's not talk about it. It's okay. It's okay. That doesn't mean anything. Teofimo Lopez is just going to go in there and knock him out. Well, if he doesn't, if that goes the distance, I would not be surprised if Teofimo loses. Split decision. If George Kambosos becomes the new unified champion on a split decision, and then all of a sudden they just feed Teofimo Lopez to Devin Haney. All of a sudden, Teofimo Lopez is now signed to fight Devin Haney in his very next fight. I would not be surprised at all. Again, I am picking Teofimo Lopez. I think Teofimo Lopez has the more educated punches. I think he's a one-punch puncher. So with the more educated punches, I think he's going to land those better. I think he's going to clip George Kambosos, and I think probably round 8, 9, maybe 10, I think Teofimo might get him out of there. If he doesn't, I can see George Kambosos winning on the scorecards. I can see that man winning. He lets his hands go better, just like Vasily Lomachenko. When Vasily Lomachenko started letting his hands go against Teofimo after round 8, he was winning. He was beating the shit out of him. Now, Teofimo came back, and I believe he won the 12th. However, Lomachenko was whipping on that ass for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He was whipping on that ass because he was letting his hands go. George Kambosos will let his hands go. He will let his hands go, especially if he lets Teofimo tire himself out, because Teo got gassed after trying to walking down Lomachenko and shit like that, and throwing some punches and landing a lot of good shots. He got gas for a few rounds. And that's when motherfucking Loma started whipping his ass. He got his second win towards the end of the 11th, beginning of the 12th. But it took those rounds. It took that ass whooping that he was taking. He was getting beat the fuck up. So, just saying, man. I'm just saying. I would not be surprised. Again, I'm picking Teofimo Lopez to win by stoppage, late stoppage, 9, 10-ish rounds. 8, 9, 10-ish rounds. I'm picking Teofimo to stop him 8, 9, 10-ish because he has those educated punches. All right, and he does have punching power. But I would not be surprised if George Kambosos beats him by split decision. Would not be surprised because Bob Arum has a play in this. George Kambosos. Bob Arum has options with George Kambosos just the same way he had with Jeff Horn. Can absolutely see that happen. Absolutely see Jeff Horn. George Kambosos beating Teofimo Lopez, beating him, and then mysteriously, Vasyl Lomachenko fighting George Kambosos. I can see that extremely clear. And then Teofimo Lopez fighting Devin Haney. I see all that. It's very, very obvious to see. Put this man in there with Nakatani Tuki. You know what I'm saying? Lomachenko beats Nakatani Tuki. George Kambosos beats Teofimo Lopez. And then you have Vasyl Lomachenko versus George Kambosos. In Kyrgyzstan. And then Lomachenko beats him and becomes can I get a 2-time? Some weird ass shit like that. Very, very obvious. Bob Arum telling Teofimo Lopez, sit your fucking $5 ass down before I make change. You don't run shit. You ain't the boss of shit. You talking about you ain't coming back, pussy. You're signed for years. I own you. BFTB. Shout out to the LDBC. And I'm out.